Good evening. You're now with me, Radzi Ahmad, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Authorities in Sarawak confirmed that the victim of a crocodile attack at Sungai Semano is 21-year-old Jeffrey Masing Anawin after his human remains were recovered. Meanwhile, Sarawak is stepping up preparations to take over environmental governance powers under the Malaysia Agreement 1963. And Indonesian rescuers are racing to find survivors after a multi-story Islamic school collapses, leaving 4 dead and dozens fear trapped. Authorities in Sarawak have confirmed that the victim of a crocodile attack at Sungai Semano is 21-year-old Jeffrey Masing Anawin, after human remains were recovered during a multi-agency operation that concluded this afternoon. The attack was first reported at 8:27 p.m. on September 27th at Ladang TATAU Estate when the victim was bathing with his brother in a small tributary near a farm outpost.
On day 4 of the search, a fire and rescue department team left the TATAU fire station at 8 a.m. with a Hilux and a rescue boat arriving at 9:10 a.m. By 9:25 a.m., villagers had located a 16-foot crocodile and hauled it ashore near Rumah Win. The police, Bomba, Civil Defence Force and the Sarawak Forestry Corporation SFC arrived at 10:10 a.m. and SFC-led procedure to open the animal, assisted by Bomba, began at 10:30 a.m. Human remains were recovered and handed to police at 11:15 a.m. for forensic verification and formal identification. Operations paused at 12 p.m. and resumed in the afternoon. At 2:20 p.m., 2 additional crocodiles were brought to shore, but no remains were found. At 2:21 p.m., next of kin confirmed the victim's identity based on tissue fragments, and the SAR was stood down at 4:14 p.m.
The Road Transport Department, or JPJ, has completed its report on the fatal crash at the Bukit Kajang Toll Plaza, which claimed the life of a baby and injured 7 others. JPJ Senior Director of Enforcement, Dato' Muhammad Kifli Mahasan, says inspections and a road safety audit, or GISA, on the logistics company operating the lorry involved have also been completed. The accident last Saturday involved a lorry believed to have experienced brake failure, a car and 2 SUVs, resulting in the death of a 1-year-old boy and injuries to 7 individuals. Yesterday, Kajang District Police Chief ACP Nazron Abdul Yusuf said police had recorded statements from 7 individuals to assist in the investigation, and that investigation papers had also been referred to the public prosecutor. In other news, the Sarawak Governor Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar and Top 1 Dato' Patinggi Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi have received the official invitation for his 79th official birthday celebration during a courtesy call by the organizing committee at Astana Negeri. The visit also included a briefing on a series of events scheduled from October 9th to the 12th. The delegation was led by Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, who is overseeing this year's celebration. He was joined by the Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department, Native Law and Customs, Dato' Jefferson Jamit Unyat, Deputy Minister for Utilities, Sarawak Energy and Petros, Dato' Ibrahim Baki, and Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department, Law MA63 and State Federal Relations, Dato' Sharifah Hasidah Said Aman Ghazali. Wan Junaidi and Fauziah expressed their appreciation to the committee for its commitment and coordination ahead of the 79th official birthday celebration. Sarawak is stepping up preparations to take over environmental governance powers under the Malaysia Agreement 1963. State Deputy Minister of Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Dato' Dr. Hazlan Abang Hipni, says the move marks a major transformation, aligning policy and enforcement with local needs, priorities and on-the-ground realities.
He said the MA63 Implementation Action Council meeting chaired by the Prime Minister in Kuching on September 12 agreed that an amendment to Article 95C of the Federal Constitution will be tabled in Parliament in December.
In anticipation, the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly passed the Natural Resources and Environmental Ordinance (NREO) 2024, providing a strong legal foundation for the state's assumption of environmental functions. At the Malaysia Agreement 1963 Implementation Action Council meeting on 12 December 2025 in Kuching, chaired by our Prime Minister, it was agreed that the amendment to Article 95C of the Federal Constitution will be tabled in December.
Speaking at the closing of the NREB Stakeholder Engagement Program in Kuching today, he added that the Natural Resources and Environment Board is drafting the required subsidiary regulations to ensure Sarawak is fully ready to implement and enforce environmental functions once the power transfer is finalized.
Sarawak is promoting large-scale concerts as a key tourism product, part of efforts to boost the creative industry and position the state as a regional tourist destination. Sarawak Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Minister Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah says shows like the Samurai Phenomenon, featuring the bands Search and Expedisi, are driving value by drawing both local and international visitors.
Abdul Karim adds that concert not only provide entertainment but also support the local hotel, transport, food and retail sectors.
Seperti apa yang dimaklumkan tadi, apabila ada konsert dan sebahagian daripada mereka yang mengunjung konsert tersebut datangnya daripada luar, sama ada daripada Indonesia, daripada Singapura, Malaysia, Brunei, namun Sabah, sedikit sebanyak yang akan dapat mengajakkan industri pelancongan.
According to Abdul Karim, in order to keep events like this going, the state government is providing a seed fund to help ease costs for organizers.
Dapat, kalau dalam bahasa Sarawak, ada dapat ampit atau dapat kulangan sedikit dari segi bayaran dan sebagainya. Dia juga akan dapat membantu mereka yang menjadi penganjur. Sebab itu kita galakkan. We are prepared to come up with a seed fund untuk meringankan beban dan sebagainya. I don't think there's any other state di Malaysia ni that has got the kind of dana that we have.
The Samurai Phenomenon concert, bringing together Malaysian rock legends Search and Expedisi, will take place for the first time at Sarawak Stadium in Kuching this December 13.
Indonesian rescuers are racing to find survivors after a multi-story Islamic school collapsed in Sidoarjo, East Java, leaving 4 dead and dozens fear trapped. The National Search and Rescue Agency says 102 people have been accounted for so far, including 99 rescued alive and 4 fatalities, while stressing that tallies are fluid as crews prioritize life support for those still under the rubble.
Kondisi reruntuhan bangunan ini merupakan tipe pancake atau reruntuhan bangunan berupa material beton yang bertumpuk dengan celah yang sangat sempit dan kondisi yang tidak stabil, serta dimungkinkan masih adanya korban yang masih bisa diselamatkan, maka diperlukan operasi SAR dengan penanganan khusus.
Authorities said the building gave way on Monday as students gathered for afternoon prayers. Families have mass at the site as search teams work through the debris. The National Disaster Mitigation Agency said searchers are still looking for at least 38 people believed to be trapped, and officials are reconciling victim lists as new information emerges. A local hospital confirmed 2 patients died Tuesday from their injuries. The collapse has rekindled concerns over building safety and lax construction standards in Indonesia. Earlier this month, a building used for a prayer recital in West Java also collapsed, killing at least 3 and injuring dozens.
The death toll from a powerful earthquake in the central Philippines has climbed to at least 69, with hospitals on Cebu Island struggling to cope with the injured. Outside the Cebu Provincial Hospital, children cried and adults screamed as they were treated under blue tents. Move outside as aftershocks rattled the region overnight. The shallow 6.9 magnitude quake struck late Tuesday off northern Cebu near the city of Bogo, which is home to 90,000 people.
Others were not so fortunate as hospital workers loaded black body bags into vans that took the dead to local mortuaries. The Civil Defense Office said 30 people were killed in Bogo, and in other municipalities near the quake's epicenter, 22 were killed in San Remigio, 10 in Medellin, 5 in Tabogon, and 1 each in Sogod and Tabuelan. The Bogo Hospital put the number of injured at 186 so far. Dramatic footage filmed by residents on Batanyan Island near Cebu showed a string of light bulbs on an old Catholic church swaying wildly before the church belfry tumbled into the courtyard. Elsewhere in Bogo, firemen used excavators to drill holes into the collapsed heap of a 2-story motel where 2 receptionists and a child were feared trapped beneath debris. The Cebu provincial government has put out a call on its official Facebook page for medical volunteers to assist in the quake's aftermath. Earthquakes are a near daily occurrence in the Philippines, which is situated on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an arc of intense seismic activity stretching from Japan through Southeast Asia and across the Pacific Basin. Most are too weak to be felt by humans, but strong and destructive quakes came at random with no technology available to predict when and where they might strike.
Youth-led demonstrations in Madagascar are gathering momentum, with organizers calling a new rally in Antananarivo a day after President Andry Rajoelina sacked his government to quell unrest that the UN says has left 22 dead. The Gen Z-inspired movement, echoing protests in Indonesia and Nepal, has zeroed in on long-standing misgovernance stoked by anger over repeated water and power cuts across the island nation. Rajoelina fired his entire cabinet on Monday, pledging to find solutions as families of the missing and protesters mass in the capital.
Mandrapahan'endry ny gouvernemanta vaovao dia ireo mpikambana ankehitriny noa manohy ny fampandehanan-draharaha andavanandro. Ao anatin'ny 3 andro isika dia andray ny anarana atolotra ho Prime Ministre vaovao, ary rehefa vita izany dia hanome fe-potoana ny Prime Ministre ananganany ny gouvernement.
Protest leaders said the shake-up falls short, calling for Rajoelina's resignation and a reset of political institutions.
Izahay Gen Z akatso dia tsy manaiky ny fivalinteny nomeny Andry Rajoelinanay. Noho izany dia tsy ampy aminay ny fialan'ny gouvernement, fa mila ihany koa izay ny fametrapyalana, ny fanadiovana ny Assemblée nationale izay feno volomboasary. Misaotra tompo.
Nos enseignants, ils ne sont pas payés. Ils ne sont pas payés depuis 2019 et donc ils ne viennent pas enseigner. La plupart, ils ont arrêté de venir nous enseigner à l'Uni. Et donc, depuis peu, on n'a plus de cours. Surtout nous, on est en master, je suis en master 2. Et actuellement, j'ai presque plus de cours, alors que je suis censée avoir fini mon master depuis 2024.
Rajoelina, a former Antananarivo mayor who first came to power after a coup, was elected in 2018. Previous protests have faced a heavy police response. The UN reports at least 22 killed and more than 100 injured. And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching.